In the last video, we looked at ways to find the slope of a line. This will be related to that because now in this one we're going to look at how to find the equation of a line if we're given some information. Okay, maybe a point and the slope, or 2 points and so forth. But given enough information, we should be able to find the slope, the equation of a line. So in the last video I went over the standard forms of a line. Okay, we looked at the standard form, which is ax plus by is equal to c. The slope-intercept form of a line, y equal to mx plus b, where m is the slope and 0b is the y-intercept. We talked about horizontal lines having the form y equal k and passing through the point 0k. Vertical lines having the form x equal k and passing through the point k and 0. And then we looked at the slope formula. Given 2 points, we can find the slope of the line using this formula here, difference in the y's over the difference in the x's. And then we have the point slope formula. Given a point and the slope, we can find the equation of the line using this formula here. Okay. So now let's look at the problems in from this section here. So it's find the equation of a line described. So this says, first problem says, I want the equation of a line with slope of 5. That is, m is equal to 5 and passing through the point 0, 7. That's telling me that b is equal to 7. So using this formula here, slope-intercept form, y is equal to mx plus b, this one's fairly easy. Y is going to equal to 5x plus 7. Okay, and that's the equation in slope-intercept form. Okay, y equal 5x plus 7. So we clear this and go to the next one. This one says, I want the equation of the line passing through the points 2, -1, and 6, 1. So again, from the formulas that I just went over, if you know the slope of a line and you know the y-intercept, it's easy to find the equation, as in problem 1. If you're given 2 points, you should be able to find the slope using the formula above and then using the point slope form. So go back to this one here. Okay, so m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That's the slope. And then the last formula here, y minus y1 equal to m times x minus x1. That's the point slope form of a line. So I can find the slope and then select any one of these 2 points to get the equation of the line. Okay, so the first thing we'll do then is we'll find the slope. M is going to equal 2. So on top it'll be, this is the first point and then this is the second point. So the difference in the y, so it'd be 1 minus a minus 1. 1 minus a minus 1. That's positive 2. The minus 1 becomes a 2. And then in the bottom, then I'm going to have the difference in the x's, so it'll be 6 minus 2. That'll be 4. Reduce it, so I get the slope to be 1/2. And then using the point slope form, I would just select my variable y minus, okay, so again, it doesn't really matter which point you use here, okay, whether you use the point 2, -1 or 6, 1. So I'm going to use 6, 1, so this would be y minus 1 should equal to the slope m, which is in this case 1/2, times, so I'll put this in parentheses, and that will be x minus x1, which in this case x1 is 6. Okay, so that's your equation, and that's written in the point slope form. Now we could go ahead and multiply this out and write it in slope intercept form. We have it solved for y. Either way you want to do it, depending on what they ask you. So you can also give the answer this way. So this is actually the answer here. We want it in that form. If I multiply through by the 1/2, that'll give me 1/2 x. Okay, and then 1/2 times the minus 6 is minus 3. But then we bring this minus 1 over, that's a plus 1. So that'll give me minus 2. Okay, so there's another form of the answer. Both these answers are correct. Okay, just depends what your instructor asks you to give as the answer. They could ask you to give the answer in point slope form, which is the first answer, or slope intercept form, that is the equation is solved for y. Okay, that's your solution. Let's clear this. Okay, the next one says want the equation of a line passing through the point 0, 7 and parallel to the line with equation 2x plus 3y is equal to 6. Okay, well let's find the slope of this line here. The slope of this line, based on what we did last time, and what I pointed out today, is negative 2/3. Okay, you should be able to see that without having to go through the process. If you write this equation in slope-intercept form, that is, if you solve this equation for y, the coefficient of the x, bring the 2x over, that means minus 2x and divide by 3, the coefficient of the x is going to be negative 2/3. Okay? So I want a line passing through 0, 7 and parallel to this line. So think about the equation then, y equal to mx plus b. Okay. Obviously, if the equation is parallel to this one, it has to have the same slope, same incline as this one. Okay, so the equation I'm looking for then also has a slope of negative 2/3, so the m is negative 2/3 here. And the b, in this case, would be 7, because 0, 7 is the y-intercept. So y equal to negative 2/3 x plus 7 is the equation of the line that's parallel to this given one. Okay, let's clear this. Go to the next one. Okay, I want the equation of the line passing through the point 1, 2 and perpendicular to the line with equation y equal to 1/2 x plus 7. Okay. Well, again, because this one is solved for y, the slope is 1/2. Okay. Now, in this particular problem, you have to use a basic concept from geometry that tells you that two lines are perpendicular. Okay, that is, they intersect at right angles if the slopes of the lines are negative reciprocals of each other. Okay, another way to say that is the product of the slopes is -1. So if this line has a slope of 1/2 and I want a line passing through the point 1, 2 that's perpendicular to this, the line that I'm looking for has to have a slope of -2. Okay, 1/2 and -2 are negative reciprocals of each other. Okay, in other words, the negative reciprocal of a number, you just invert it and take the opposite sign. Again, the product of the two numbers has to be -1. So now I know a point. I know a point of the line that I'm looking for, and I know the slope. So using the point slope formula, then this would be y minus 2 should equal to the slope, which is -2, times x minus 1. And that's the answer. That is in point slope form. Now, if the instructor wants it in slope intercept form, that is solved for y, then you just solve for y. So multiply through by -2 there, you get -2x. -2 times a -2, a -1 rather is a +2. Bring this -2 over, that's a 2, and a 2 is +4. So that's another way to write the answer. Okay, so either in this format, y minus 2 equals to -2 parentheses x minus 1, or y equal to -2x plus 4. Both of those answers are correct. And then the last one we'll look at says, I want the equation of a line passing through the point -3, 0 and parallel to the y-axis. Well, the y-axis is a vertical line. So if the line I want passes through -3, 0 and is parallel to the y-axis, it also has to be a vertical line. So it has to have the form x equal to k, where k0 is the point it passes through. So in this case, k is -3. So x is equal to -3 is your equation. Okay, so that concludes this video on finding the equation of a line. I hope that helps you in what you're doing in mathematics now or later. And again, please post any suggestions or questions that you might have for future videos. And appreciate if you subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.